Hello. Okay. I'm supposed to be packing for spring break right now. Like, I'm on spring break, but I'm laying on the couch. So I figured I might as well do my video, I guess. I mean, it's kind of something I gotta get done. Um, this week's questions. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh my goodness. Was I a picky eater when I was a child? I don't think so. Actually, I wasn't. My mom was so grateful because I would eat whatever she would put in front of me, and a lot of it, like, I have a little cousin. Well, she's like 7 now, maybe, but she has to, like, they, like, force her to eat. Like, she won't eat unless she's, like, distracted. And, like, she doesn't like anything. And her parents are like, oh my gosh, like, we can't get her to eat. She's, like, so skinny. Like, because you don't get nutrition. Like, kids have to have, like, a balanced diet, you know? And my mom was like, I don't know how to help you. I never had that problem with Laura. And I'm like, what can I say? I just really love to eat. I always have and I always will. Like, yeah, I definitely was not a picky eater. And I'm still not a picky eater. There's really, even if I, like, don't like something, like, I'm not a huge fan of, like, onions, especially, like, raw onion in, like, a salad or whatever. But sometimes I'm like, I'll just eat it anyway and kind of just suffer through, or I'll just, like, I'm not going to be like, you put onion in that, I'm not eating it. Well, I do that sometimes to my parents just because sometimes I like to be really dramatic. Um, but usually it's like, I mean, even if I'm not a huge fan, I'm still going to eat it. There's probably exceptions to that, but for the most part, I don't really care. Like, I'll eat anything. I just love food so much. Um, what have I tried new since I came to college? So much. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as far as food goes, since I was just talking about food, um, I haven't tried. I mean, because there really wasn't that much that it was like, oh, I've never had that before, and like, it's a big deal here. I guess I've never had sushi, and I've been invited to sushi a few times, and I don't go because I'm not like scared of it. Sorry. I'm not scared of it. It's more like, I just don't really know. I'm not a huge seafood fan. Like, I really like walleye and, like, fish that, like, my dad will catch and fry. And salmon's pretty. Wait, have I ever had salmon? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. It's just like the fish thing, and I don't really love shrimp, and, like, crab is, like, it's okay, but I don't crave it. It's not definitely not one of my favorite foods. It's just like, I'll eat it, it's kind of like one of those. Um so that's something that I should try, is sushi. But I had never had Easy Mac before I came to college, and I felt like that's something that I needed to try, just to be an official college student. And I've I've had like 6 Easy Macs now. Like, I don't have them a lot, but I have them. I have some in my room right now. I could make one if I wanted to. I don't, but I could. I've never had ramen. Um, maybe sometime. It's kind of like those are the foods where it's like, oh, I'm a broke college student and I'm expected to eat this, but I have a meal plan, so I don't really worry about food like that. Maybe when I'm like a junior, when I live off campus and I don't have a meal plan, then maybe I'll try ramen and I'll let you guys all know how I feel about that. But right now I'm fine without it. Other things that I've tried, kind of got off the topic there. I've tried new things. Okay, um, I've done a lot of like cardio classes at the wellness center of things that I've never done before. I'd done yoga, just like at the community center at home like a few times, but I was never like I honestly didn't know like the names of poses. Like, I think I knew downward dog because that's like the like most basic thing, and or my mom will be like, "Oh, that's called crab pose," and I'm like, "What?" Like, I really didn't know much about yoga. And then when I came here, I started going to yoga 2 or 3 times a week. I went to the normal yoga, and then I tried Yoga Fuse, which is yoga with weights incorporated, and it's like a strength training, but you do yoga poses, and it's really different from normal yoga. Like, I like it better than normal yoga because it feels like it's a workout, obviously, like you're actually like doing weights, but it's also relaxing at the same time. So I really like that. And then this semester I tried for the first time Payo, which is Pilates and yoga, because I'm like, oh, I like this yoga. It's like relaxing and like stretching, and then I'm also kind of working out if I do like a different thing mixed in with it. So like weights or Pilates. Payo is my absolute favorite thing. I wish that I would have tried it last semester because they only offer it once a week that I can go to. I think they have it 3 times, but it's during my class. It is so much fun, and it kind of reminds me of like workouts that we would do when I was on the dance team in high school, because it's like, okay, we're going to listen to this song and we're just going to keep repeating. Like, we'll do lunges for 30 seconds or like 12 reps or whatever. And then you move on and you do like a yoga pose, but like it's like a workout. Like, you'll like plank and then like bring a knee to your elbow and then plank back again and then lift your leg. Like, it's like movement, like repetition, but it's like yoga poses over and over. So it's like, I am so sore afterwards. Like, I did that on Tuesday this week, and I just stopped being sore today. I probably still am a little bit sore. If I, like, tried to touch my toes, I'd be like, oh, feeling that. So that's definitely something that I'm really glad that I tried new. I also tried, what did I try? There was something else that I was going to talk about that I did at the wellness center. Oh, the rock climbing wall. I tried that. It didn't go very well. I'm not a heights person. Like, if I think about the fact that I don't know. And I'm also not very good at climbing things because I'm like weak and lanky, and like my body is a really awkward thing. So I think I made it maybe 6 feet off the ground if I'm going to be generous to myself. But I didn't make it very high at all. My friend, she made it all the way to the top of the wall and got to like ring the bell, and I was like, good job. I set a personal record, which was like 2 feet. So, I mean, I tried it. If someone asked me to go with them, I would probably go for the social part, but I don't think that I would be like, yes, let's climb this wall. I am ready. I'm going to scale these rocks. I'm just going to be up there. I'm going to ring that bell. I am going to climb so high today. Like, I'd mostly be like, I'll be there for moral support for you. And then maybe you can, like, watch me climb, like, 2 feet. Like, that was something that I wasn't very good at when I tried it. But I tried it, so it still counts as an accomplishment. Why are people scared to try new things? Well, for example, climbing a rock wall, if you're scared of heights, is scary. And people don't like to be scared, or like, it's kind of like the little rush, like, oh my gosh, like anxious and like nervous. And typically people don't like feeling anxious and nervous or like stressed or something. So that's definitely probably a reason people don't try some things. Or like, I've been thinking about trying Zumba at the wellness center because I have this cardio pass, so I can go to any class that I want to. But I'm like, oh, people are going to look at me and be like, she doesn't know what she's doing. They're going to judge, they're going to judge me, which they wouldn't, because it's Zumba. I don't think that anyone actually knows exactly what they're doing. I don't know a lot about Zumba, actually. Maybe they do. But I think it's a lot of things where they're like, oh, people are going to judge me, like if it's something like a social thing that they've never done, or like trying something, or even like meeting new people. Like, that's something that scares a lot of people. It used to scare me. Sometimes it still scares me, but not really. I've really improved on that a lot over this year. Or like trying new foods, because they're like, oh, that'll taste gross, or it looks weird, it smells weird, or the texture, I don't know. I think that people just you don't like going out of your comfort zone. Like, that's why it's a comfort zone, is because you're comfortable, and it feels good. And then when you leave that means that it doesn't feel good anymore. I don't know if you don't know what a comfort zone is. There's your explanation. I'm sorry. But people don't like feeling uncomfortable, obviously, and so they just don't put themselves in situations where they do feel uncomfortable. And that's why I know people don't like to try new things. But how do I think trying new things can help people? It makes you so much, like, I don't know, I guess it depends on what you're doing, but I think that it makes you a lot more, like, brave and, like, maybe not outgoing, but, like, you put yourself out there, and the more that you try something new, the more that you'll be willing to try other new things. So, like, oh, I already tried this class, I might as well try this other one too, you know, that kind of thing. Or, like, oh, I took some class about this, and that was actually really fun, even though it sounded weird. Like, oh, I took music appreciation, even though it sounded stupid. So maybe I should try another class that sounds really weird, like, I don't know, Intro to Soil. I work for the plant science department, so that was why I thought of that class. But, you know, like, it's just something, like, you don't expect it to be fun, but you don't know unless you try it. Like, you could actually have a passion for soil and not know unless you take a class about it, even if you know nothing about it. That's why you would take a class and learn. And also, trying new things, it can help you just to be like, you know, sometimes you don't like everything. Like, I don't like rock climbing very much, but then you know, it's not like, oh, I haven't done that before, like, I don't like, or like, oh, I hate that. Well, have you ever tried it? No. Well, if you try it and you hate it, then you can be like, oh, I tried that and I had a really bad experience with that. Or, oh, I tried that and it made me break out in hives. Or it made me cry. Like, at least then you know, so that when people are like, well, why don't you like it? Or like, what's wrong with it? Then you can tell them, because you're like, oh, this is exactly why. I'm not saying like, oh, I haven't tried grapes because I'm allergic to them. Don't. If you're allergic to them, then don't do it. But I don't know. I think I made my point. Maybe. Okay, so I got these questions at the beginning of the week, and it was try something new this week. I kind of did. We have it's like a cafeteria place to eat instead of like a fast food restaurant called Larson Commons, and it's just like, like an a la carte buffet kind of deal, cafeteria food. And I went there the very first week of school just because I was like, oh, that's what you do at college, is you go to the dining hall. That's what I was trying to say. But I wasn't very impressed with their food, so I never went back. That was literal first week of school, like my first day of class. That's where I had lunch, and then I was also all by myself, so I didn't know where to go to get the food, so I only found like one station, and it was like Indian curry chicken or something. And I really wasn't in the mood for that day. Like, I really like that, like, curry, and that was, like, I really like that, but that day I just really wasn't feeling it. And then I think it was kind of dry or burnt or something too, so it just really wasn't that good. But I didn't know where else to find the other stations for other food, because they have like a grill where you can get like a hamburger, they have a salad bar, I think they have pizza every day. Anyway, long story short, I never went back until Tuesday. I went there for supper because I was like, oh, it's gross, I'm never going there, and I don't understand how it works. But I went there with my friend, and it was actually so good. Like, it's a really great deal if you're really hungry. And now I know that. Like, before I was like, oh, I'm not going to pay $9 to go eat some dried chicken. Like, I don't get that. Why do people go there? But now I'm like, oh, you can literally eat all you want. Like, today, it's spring break. Some of my friends went there and they like loaded up on, I don't know what they got. I saw it on Snapchat. It was something like they got Larson's to go and they could take all they wanted. Like, that's a really smart move because they're like going on a road trip, so they like stocked up on food. See, that is how you do college. You take advantage of the system. That's a good idea. But no, so that was what I did this week. I tried something new. Even though I'd technically tried it before, I actually got like the real experience this time. I had so much. I had like a pasta dish, I had a chicken sandwich, I had cookies for dessert, French fries. Like, I loaded up and it was really good, and I'm probably going to go back there a lot now. Well, not a lot, because like I don't need to eat that much. It's kind of an excessive amount of food. But that was what I did. I'm trying to think if I did anything else new this week. I found the swimming pool. I didn't swim because I don't have a swimsuit here, but I'm going to after I get back from spring break. I'm going swimming with my friends, so that's something new that technically I can't tell you how it goes now because I haven't done it yet, but I am pretty sure it's going to be fun because I have swam before, I just haven't swam here. But yeah, that's pretty much my new experiences thing. I just think overall it's really important for people to just like at least once. I'm not saying every day you need to go try something new or every day you need to go talk to a new person and like get out of your comfort zone. But I think that it's healthy to feel a little bit nervous and anxious, a little bit. Like if you're like a little bit scared to do something and then you do it and then you're like, "Oh, what was I so scared of?" Then it's going to help you in the future when you're like, "Oh, I'm so scared again." But remember last time I was scared and it went fine? And then you'll remember that, and that's like it's just a good way to kind of talk yourself into, because part of being an adult and being in college is like you literally destroy your comfort zone. Like you just have to get rid of it because everything is new. Like everything makes you uncomfortable. Well, maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure that everyone is like, "What is going on? I don't know anyone. I don't know what I'm doing." Kind of thing like that. And so I think that when you kind of don't not like force yourself out of your comfort zone, but you just go with it and you make the best of the situations, then it just is easier. You know what I think that makes sense. Yeah, so overall, try something new, everybody. And I I tried some new food, and yeah, that was what I did this week, and I had a good experience. So now that means that when you go try something new, you're also going to have a good experience because it's going to be contagious and it's going to be fun and it's going to be okay. I should be an inspirational speaker. All right. Well, I am going to go pack for spring break because my dad is coming in an hour to pick me up and I haven't started packing. So I will talk to you next week, Proved. See you later.